I think we all have an idea of the kind of life that we wish to live someday. It is the life that we dream of, the life that we feel would make us happiest, and the version of ourselves that is living that fully, whatever that might look like. But the thing is, simply wishing for something or dreaming about something will not make it happen. And so if we don't actually move towards that dream reality, it will continue to be simply a dream. And for some people, that might be enough to just dream. But this episode is for all of you who don't want to settle. It's for everyone who actually wants to create their dream reality. Now, I want to preface that with this, I'm not saying that I have this figured out entirely. In any way, there are still so many things in my life that I am working on and figuring out. But I do have to say that I feel, especially in the last years, I have been able to take the most steps in that direction that I ever have when it comes to even gathering the confidence to even ask myself, what is it that I want? And then believing in that, and then also taking steps towards that more and more. And so today I wanted to share some ideas and concepts and reminders that have really helped me and continue to help me to kind of stay on that journey. But before we get into it, as always, if you enjoy my content or the podcast, please feel free to like the video, comment down below, and make sure that you are subscribed if you aren't already. Your support really helps for me to continue to create these episodes. So yeah, that is that. And now let's get right into today's conversation. Step 1, focus and become really clear on what you want in life. I think we can all relate to this idea of feeling stuck in life and feeling like you're not moving forward in the way that you would want to. But for me, things really changed when I realized it's not actually really possible to be stuck in life because everything is continuously changing and evolving and moving forward, and we are a part of that. So the version of you today is different to the version of you yesterday. And so that means regardless of what you did, you are always moving forward. And so what it really comes down to is being really, really clear on where you want your life to go, because regardless, you will be going somewhere. And so you might as well be clear and intentional with where you want that to be. Because it's actually so interesting when you really think about it, how often we feel like we are not moving towards our dream reality because we are somehow stuck and not moving forward, and we just feel like we are almost standing still in a way. But when you really, really think about it, it's not actually possible to be stuck in life because everything in this world is continuously changing and evolving and moving forward. Like the nature around us, and every day you are a day older than you were yesterday, and time doesn't stand still, and we are always moving into new versions of ourselves regardless of what we're doing. And so the most powerful question that we can really ask ourselves is, where is it that I want to go? Because the minute you become clear on that, then this energy of movement forward and evolvement and change that is anyways always happening, and we cannot separate ourselves from that, will start to support that, and things will start to move. And then you kind of realize, wow, I was never even stuck in the first place. I just didn't know where I wanted to go. And regardless of whether or not you believe in energy or not, something that has really helped me with this is that I like to visually imagine that we are all beings of energy. And as a result of that, we are also always creating energy. Like energy shoots out of us in a way with everything that we do, our actions, our words, our choices, our beliefs. Like it's always shooting off energy and creating something. And so sometimes we feel like I'm not creating anything, I'm not moving forward in my life, and we almost feel stuck in a way, but it's actually not possible for that to happen, because this energy is always creating something. It's like this power that we have, which is always there, regardless of how much we might feel like it's not actually there. We can't really separate ourselves from that. And so that's why it's so important to be really, really clear on where it is that we want to go in our lives and what we want to create. Because if we're not clear on that, then this energy will just be shooting off in all kinds of different crazy directions, or it will just be shooting off the same thing again and again and again, keeping us in a loop or just creating chaos, because we are always creating something. But if we are really, really clear on where we want to go with our life, then we can also use that energy to shoot exactly in the direction that we want to go in. And then that's how you get there. As humans, we are really built almost to create, that's like something that we all innately have within us. And it's the base of our entire human existence. We are always creating things and moving forward and accomplishing things and changing and evolving. That is always, always happening. And so sometimes we feel like it's not happening and we feel like I don't have any power within me to create my dream life. But that's where I like to remind myself, no, we always have this power within us. It's just when we're not using it properly and we're not intentional about using it, that's when we start to feel like we don't have it anymore. But it is actually always there. Step 2, stop getting brainwashed by social media. Okay, so now you might think, why are we talking about social media? What does me creating my dream life have to do with social media? And honestly, I think a lot, because I'm at a point now where I really believe if we want to step into our happiest versions and we want to live our best lives, that is really only possible if you are not brainwashed almost by social media's warped ideas on what happiness looks like, what success looks like, and what connections look like, because that is not real. And so if that's something that we're continuously chasing and looking for, we're never actually really gonna find it in that, because I really don't know one person who has been sucked in by this world of social media and is still living a happy and fulfilled life. And I think that just really speaks for itself. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that social media is all bad. And I've said this many times because I use social media. I have social media. We are basically having this conversation through social media. And so there are a lot of aspects of it that I really appreciate and I really enjoy and also use. And it's given me so many opportunities, but in doses. Like that cannot be our entire life because it's really not real in a way. And so I'm at a point now where I almost like to look at it in a way that I say, social media is truly a different planet. Like we have our real life Earth reality, which is our real world. And then we have planet social media. Like this world is so different that at this point, I would actually say it's a different planet. And it's not all bad. Like that planet has its pros and cons in the way that our real life Earth reality also has its pros and cons, but we cannot be in planet social media thinking that we're in the real world or the other way around. Like that's not going to work. I think especially nowadays, we really have to be able to separate ourselves from that and consciously be aware, when am I playing in which world and which rules apply when? Because I think getting those two mixed up can really be a very, very dangerous game. And so for me, it's really about looking at it in a way that I say, I live on my real life, real planet. That is my world. This is where I live. That's just the case. And there are just some rules that apply here that are different to the ones on Planet social media. For example, I cannot be looking for instant gratification and instant distraction and instant validation with the click of a button in this world in the way that one can in social media. There are just different rules, and that's okay. I'm okay with that because I like my rules in this real life, real world. And this is my world. This is where I want to be living and building my dream reality. This is where I want to build my life. This is where I want to build my connections. And me being happy in this world has to be my main priority. Now, there is this other world, Planet social media, which exists. It's there. I can't change the fact that it's there. And as I said, it's not all bad. It has its pros and cons in the way that real life Earth also has its pros and cons, but it's very different because it's almost this like crazy theme park in a way, which is not, it's just not really based in true reality, but it does exist and it has its pros and cons. And so sometimes I like to take a spaceship from my planet and go over there. I'm sorry if this analogy is going a bit crazy, but bear with me. I'm getting to a point. Sometimes I like to take a spaceship and go and explore that world because it also has a lot of opportunities to express and be creative and connect with people and reach people. And so sometimes I like to go and explore that and even maybe bring some things from there back to my reality. What it just comes down to is awareness. So I want to be aware when I'm on Planet social media that that's currently where I'm at, and also that that's not where I want to be building my dream life and my dream reality. I want to build that in my real life world, and I can use aspects of it and things that that planet offers to build that world and my dream reality in my real life world. But that's not where I'm going to build it, you know? And so I think it just really comes down to awareness. When am I playing in which world? What do I want to be doing in which world? And then just consciously being aware of that, because I think getting those two mixed up can really, really be detrimental. Because that's one thing that I see happening a lot, and I think it's really, really dangerous. It's that people are aware of their dream life that they want to be living and what they want their life to look like. But because they're struggling to build it and live it in their real world, they then go on social media and create the image of that dream life for themselves to trick their own brain maybe, and also other people's brain into thinking that that's what's going on, but that's not real. We have to make sure that we are present and conscious in our real life world if we want to build our dream life in this world, because this is where we're going to find it. It's not going to be within pixels online, even though sometimes we get those two mixed up. And then step 3, stop wasting time and actually start taking steps to build your dream life. Okay, so in the beginning, we were talking about this idea of being really, really clear on where we want to go in life and what it is that we want. But what to do when we feel like we don't even know what we want in life? Because that was something that I felt for a really long time and was something that I got hung up on for a long time. This confusion of how can I move towards my dream reality and my dream life and take steps towards that if I don't even know what that would look like. But that's where I've come to see that being intentional about our steps in life and moving towards a clear direction to make that happen doesn't mean we have to know every detail of what the end destination will look like, as in my dream reality, I want to be living in this place by this age, wearing these clothes, eating this food with this person, having this as my job, making this much money, feeling like this, and whatever all details. And if we don't have that mapped out within all the details, it's never going to happen. Like that's really really not the case. Of course, knowing what you want in life is important, but we also have to make sure that we don't spend too much time focusing on where it is that we want to go someday and feeling confused that we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, that we waste so much time in that, we never even end up taking any steps towards anything. But you don't need to know what step 10 is going to look like to be able to take step 1. Like sometimes we just have to start somewhere and trust that things will unfold once we start to take that steps. But we can't be waiting to know step 10 to be able to take step 1, because a lot of the time then it just never even happens. Because imagine your dream life, your dream reality is an island on the ocean. We are really rolling at it today with these analogies, but I'm shooting them out left, right, and center. Anyways, imagine your dream reality, your dream life is an island on the ocean. And so to get there, what you really have to do is, first of all, become clear, which we were talking about in the beginning, that is something that you want to arrive at. That is a journey that you want to take. Then you have to leave the island that you are currently on and get on a boat and take the journey. Now, that journey, you don't really know exactly what it's going to look like. It's going to have ups and downs, and there are going to be storms, and you might get lost on the way and do some turns and then find the way again. And there will also be beautiful views and beautiful moments, but it's a journey that you can never really entirely prepare for. Either way, we have to stay committed to that journey. And so it's not really about knowing every detail of how the island is going to look like once we arrive there. That's not what's going to get us there. That's not the focus that's going to bring you there. But what will bring us there is the commitment to the journey and the willingness to continue that journey until we actually arrive there. Because those are really the people who I think end up making it to the island. It's the people who decide internally that they want to arrive at a place that is different than the island that they are currently on, and they are not afraid of taking that risk. It's the people who just get on the fucking boat and they're like, okay, I don't know what this is going to look like, but I'm willing to take this journey for myself. And the people who stay on their island trying to figure out exactly what this other island would look like to make sure if they want to go there, and then wasting so much time with that they never even take any steps, those are the people for whom it's going to continue to simply be a dream island that they imagine, because they're so busy figuring that out that they never actually end up getting on that boat, and they never even take that journey. And also to remind myself that it's still about the journey and not the destination, as cheesy as that sounds, because even if we arrive at a point in life where we are fully living our dream life and our dream reality and we're so happy, there will continue to be challenges and growth. That is just life. And so we might as well have fun on that journey, because it's only going to be half as fun once you arrive and you didn't have fun on the journey through all of the messiness and the ups and downs and the growth. And so have fun on the journey and to not take it too serious. Alrighty, that is all I wanted to share for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm very much looking forward to connecting with you in my next episode.